So good morning, everyone. This morning we're looking at the cash flows, and we've got a lovely little audience here where we're going to be exploring with them how we put together a cash flow. Amy's joined us, but I don't know if her back is against the screen. There's a bodily part over the camera, so it all gets quite excited in Iron Woman. There we are. We've got no bodily part over the camera now, so we're good to go. So we've had some fun this morning. Amy and I have already worked for an hour on her numbers, and yeah, we had good fun working out what her products were. So it's really lovely to have a live example of somebody putting together a cash flow for the first time and making sense of their services and numbers. Because one thing advising other people, it's another thing working on your own. Yeah, I find it so much easier to work on somebody else's because we can make all the excuses under the sun how and why we shouldn't be working on our own. So Amy is a lovely lady and she's going to be so open and transparent. So I hope you will honour her and her journey as we start pulling together these numbers. So Amy, first of all, what was the experience? Because we worked about an hour this morning picking apart your products, how much things cost, what your ideas were, and all that kind of stuff. So how do you feel now? We picked apart these numbers for an hour. So where do you feel your head is at?
It was good because the thing I forget to factor in is my time. Sorry, I'm going to close the door while I talk to you. Yeah, so I forget to factor in the time that it takes me to do things. And that is an hour's wage, isn't it? That you have to take into that into account as well. Where you're not earning money, but it is still your time, so you still have to count it as an outgoing.
Yeah. We forget that, don't we? You know, the research time, sometimes you have to work on things for a client.
Yeah, just assume, I don't know, just time comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not be paid for it. But yeah, it was quite nice to sit down actually and realise, you know, if I get minimum numbers for what I want to do, that yes, I come out with a nice number, but actually I'd like more.
Yeah, and the example I gave Amy, I said in my fashion design days, when people came in for a ball gown that took between 7 and 10 meters of fabric, I had to buy a bolt of fabric, and that was usually 23 meters. And so I'd say to the client, you have to pay 23 meters for 23 meters. There's no way I was going to keep that bolt on my shelf at a cost to myself. That's something you've got to think of. So if you're, for example, Lisa, if you were buying a special license because this one person needs this, they've got to pay the full cost. The same for you. You know, if you're putting together a really complicated will, yeah, you've got to cost that differently. Because, you know, sometimes as well, people don't know the time you're putting into things for them. And they don't realize you're buying something perhaps especially for them. So it's really important as well. So say, for example, with Amy putting putting out there an online course, you've got to be really clear about the numbers. Is it for 12? Is it for 20? Is it for 30? And then ask yourself, have I allowed enough lead-in time for this product to go out there and me to get 20 bums on the seats, in which case it's like a bolt of fabric where you're giving money away because you should have sold 20 tickets instead of 12 tickets. And it was the time frame you got wrong as far as getting those bums on seats.
Yeah.
So let's go through your products then, Amy. So we know we've got a VA services, yeah?
Yeah, so we had the VA.
And how much do you make on VA services a month?
Well, currently, so I just lost the client. So I currently earn through just the basic VA services £2,350.
Okay, so we put that in and we're just going to put it right the way across the board, okay? So we know that's 28,200 that comes in just from one product. Yeah. So let's look at product number 2 then.
Then I had the like the upgraded, the VIP VA services, if you like. So the more specialist.
So this is the VIP version.
Yeah.
And how much do you earn a month with the VIP?
This is slightly different. So for starting December and for the next, well, say from December onwards, so it's £65, so £650 a month.
From December, so it'll be in January.
Yeah.
And will that be for the whole year, or will you be selling more of them as the time goes by?
I'm unsure if I will sell more at this time.
Okay.
I might sell one more, but it does take quite a lot of my time.
Okay. So product 3, what have you got as product 3?
So it's I don't know what to call it, the startup pod, the launch pod, the startup pod.
So it's a launch pod and it's an online product.
Yeah, with support. Mm-hmm. So that's every other month for a month.
Okay. And how much have you got coming in for that every other month?
So we worked it out. If I sell 10 spaces minimum, it's 1,999 a month.
Okay. And this is where I then challenge Amy, okay? Because I know, Amy, you said you'll do the first one for a lesser amount. So I remember that. So I accept that £1,990 goes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what about after you've beta tested it?
After, see now what I should say, I'm just going to double it.
What are you going to do?
I've got it as 199 for 4 weeks, but I hate numbers.
I know.
299.
Well, you said they're having it half price.
I did say they were having a half price. Fine, £400.
So 399, yeah?
Yeah.
So can you see how Amy was wriggling there, yeah? She's made the decision, she's selling it half price, yeah? And then when she puts her cash flow together, no, she keeps that price for the whole year, yeah? And it was supposed to be an offer, yeah? So we know it's every other month.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any questions on what I'm doing so far? So you can see the numbers all adding up, yeah? Any questions? Okay. So we're into product 4 then.
So that would be the 12-week launch course.
And this is the launch course.
Yeah.
And this is 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was 4 weeks, wasn't it? Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
So are you going to be running these every quarter?
Yes.
Okay. So when will people first sign up for this? Will it come after the start your own business one?
Yeah. So I'll do that pod start in January, and then the first launch will be February.
Okay. And how much are you going to make from that? And is it going to be beta tested the first one and go up to a full price after that?
Yeah. So they'll get a whopping discount. It's the first one.
How much is it, the whopping discount?
497.
497.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the unit cost at 497, isn't it?
Yeah, per person.
Okay. And how many people are you going to?
I would like to stick to 10 just for the first one. I want to make sure it's a good experience.
Okay. So the first one you would make 4,970. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they're having a discount on the first one, how much is it going to go up?
It's going to be 997.
And the next one is, it's going to be 997.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
I've worked it out. It just lost my earring. Conservatively, like 10 people per launch. Because it's a nice round number.
Hang on a minute, I've gone a bit astray here. So 4,970.
Yeah, just add a 0 on it all.
So the difference with the cash flow is remembering this is when the money's coming in. This isn't a projection. This is when the money is coming in. So if any of these products change, then the cash flow has to change. Okay. Do we have a product 5?
So there's the VIP option of the online launch course.
And how much is that?
So for the first round, it would be 1,600.
Why are you doing a discount on the first time round? Because really it's just a VIP option, isn't it? Nothing's going to change.
It's only one person that is there.
Okay,
So
and how much are you charging them?
So it would be the 497 plus all the hours of mentoring. So they'd get an hour like hand-holding accountability a week as well.
Okay, so 497 for the course.
Yeah.
And how many hours a month?
So they get 1 hour extra a week.
So that's 4, say 4 of them?
A month, yeah. So it's 12 in total.
So times 12. And how much is your mentoring time?
For that, they do get it discounted again. So it's £99.
So can somebody do the math for us then on 14 times 99?
12.
Yeah, 14 times 99 plus 497.
Oh, my phone.
Has anyone got that? The number sorted?
1392
plus 1386 for the hours, and then 497. So that's 1,883. When would you be selling one of those?
The same time as I sell the course, it would just be an upgrade.
Okay, and this is the course, the 497 course, which is there.
Yeah.
Right. So this one here would have an additional 1,883. But when it comes to this one, that's gone up, but is the time staying the same at £99? Now you just tell him one.
No. Yeah, stick to it for now. I'm toying with yes or no.
Right, so it's 99 times, how many hours was it?
12.
40.
12.
40 hours, you said?
12.
12 hours, okay, so that number changes. So cancel 12 times 99. 12 times 99 equals 1,000. That's 1,188.
Yeah, 1,180.
Okay. And that would be on top of 9,970. So what's that?
Yeah. No, 997. 9,970 is the 10
Oh,
people.
the whole one, yeah. So the norm is 997. So plus 997 is 2,185. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do we have to go back and do this one? So this was, no, that's just the basic one, isn't it? Okay, so we got the VIP one. Okay, do we have a product 6?
Nope.
Okay, so Amy, we can see throughout the year, you're going to make 64,295. Is that enough?
I mean, it is, but I want more.
Okay, so what do you think is, so when you see all this laid out, you can then say, that ain't enough, yeah? What is...
It's fine for the year. I am happy with it for the first year.
Okay.
What I would then do is just increase the numbers in the courses as I grow with help and things. So I just increase the amount of people that were allowed in. And then maybe even the frequency of things like the pod or the course.
Okay. So we've got that far, okay? So when we then move down to use of home for office, it's then working out, okay, how much of the house do you use? Then start apportioning then all your bills to do with the house. So it would be gas, electric, that kind of stuff, and come up with a number, okay? So you can go back and do that. So are you renting any other facilities?
No.
Okay, so we don't need anything on that. Mobile, what's your mobile phone cost you a month?
48.
Okay, can we leave the 50 in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How much does your car cost you? As far as fuel, as far as do you rent a car? Do you own a car?
No, I own it.
You own it. Okay.
I don't know.
There's a amount of depreciation on it.
I don't think there's any value left on it.
Okay. Well, in which case, if there isn't, okay, what Amy would be best doing it then is just charging out, say, 48 pence a mile or however much it is that Amy wants to put through as so much per mile and claim it back per mileage every month. Okay.
Yeah, my mileage isn't a lot, so I don't go anywhere.
Okay, but think of the mileage, yeah?
Yeah, probably, I mean, if I put 40 miles in, that would be a conservative.
Okay, I'd put a lot more in there than that. I usually claim about 1,000 and something miles a year.
Yeah.
So start thinking about that anyway, yeah? What your true mileage is.
I have kept it.
Yeah. So, and then drawings. So are you a limited company or are you, no, okay. So it would come out as drawings. So then you have to decide, okay, what's my salary? So how much do you take out a month?
1,500.
Okay. And you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. There we are, says 1,500. How much you spend on marketing?
Nothing.
Okay, you will be spending money on marketing. So that would be networking.
Yeah? Oh, marketing. Okay, say £50 a month then.
Okay.
If it's going to include networking, yeah.
Okay. And then things like IT support, this would be licenses as well.
Trying to get them on my phone, so stationery.
So what licenses do you have? Do you sign up for any special software or? Not
really. So I've got Canva, G Suite, the website, Zoom. You can ask me that. I put them all separately. So.
Okay. So you've got to pop those in as a number, yeah?
Yeah.
So say if we say £100 a month. Too much?
40, 50, 60 pounds.
60, how much is it? 60?
60, yeah, 60 a month.
Hi, Ellen. Thank you for joining us. We're working on Amy's cash flow. And everyone will be getting a copy of the file afterwards, but you can see just how we're building it now. And any membership fees that you pay for then, Amy?
Yeah, £40 a month.
40. There we go. Any professional fees? Do you pay for an accountant or solicitor or?
Nope.
Okay.
So
So
I've just
does
got
your accounts for you? Okay.
Then I've got insurance as well per month, and obviously ICO membership.
How much is your insurance?
£28.
Okay. There we go. What other thing did you say you had? You had something you added onto memberships. How much did that take it up?
No, so I got ICO membership.
Okay.
It works out about £2 a month. It's £35 a year.
£55. 20. How much per month?
It's a couple of pounds or £3 a month.
Okay, so that's 43. But do you pay it as an annual amount or monthly?
Yeah.
Okay, when do you pay it?
March.
March. Okay, and how much is it?
£35.
35. So that month turns to 75. Okay.
Mm.
There we go. NI tax, do you put it up? Do you budget so much aside?
Yeah. But for that profit, so 30%. I don't know how much is that.
Okay.
Only on the VA work, so at the moment.
Okay. So by doing this as well, you can see the money coming in versus the money coming out is going to give Amy a profit. Yeah. So you can start working out, okay, what's my likely tax bill going to be? And how do I budget for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also, I don't think you're using your payments enough, Amy. So it would be things like, are you buying magazines? Are you buying any kind of tutorials? Are you using YouTube or any of the other software systems that you might be running through your TV and not thinking of them for home? What about then things like capital expenditure? Are you putting capital expenditure through? So what are you buying?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got a separate thing for that. So audiobooks, other CBD courses, other downloads, some clothes as well for networking that can go through.
So that can go in there under the IT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel if this is your cash flow then, Amy? Does that work for you?
Well, it's a profit. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with regards to some of the other things, they'd be going against the tax as well. So that's quite nice.
There we go. Ellen, as you've just joined us, obviously you're just taking a snapshot of this. How does this reflect your business? Obviously, you've got different products and you have different amounts of money coming in per month from the different products. And then you've got money going out. How can you relate to this in your business?
Yeah, I've got an aversion to spreadsheets. But yeah, it's the in-out thing, isn't it, that you tend to try and do every month. So
this has just taken 30 minutes really this morning. Yeah. So what does it mean to you then, Amy? Now you've seen your numbers on a spreadsheet. How might you do things differently, or? We haven't put in your subcontracting costs either.
Yeah. At the moment, I don't, but I will in the future. It just makes you realise that after everything's paid in the bottom line, it's like, how much money do you want? Or what do you have to change to get that outcome? Like, is it increasing the prices, the amount of clients? It's good to see where you can make the changes.
Yeah. And also if things don't happen, how you move the programs across.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so it's a good practice to do regularly as well, or monthly, obviously. Just to check in, are you on track? Are you spending too much money? You're not making enough?
I'm going to say this to you, Amy, okay?
Yeah.
And then I got tickly throat this morning. So we saved this for Amy. So I thought what would be quite interesting now is to work on Leslie's. Okay, because Leslie's a startup. And that'll be quite different. Okay, so we work on Leslie. Okay. So let's work on yours then, Leslie. So where are you at with regards to your business idea? And if it was to start in January, how might this change as far as your business?
Well, I was just looking at the products, and I don't know whether I'm right in it, but I'd have like the pet sitting, the walking, my time, the field, and then petrol. Is that right?
Okay, so we got product number 1, pet sitting. So how much do you think you would make a month from pet sitting?
Well, how many clients you're going to get in, isn't it?
Okay, but how would you charge it out then? Is it so much a day, so much an hour? Probably an hour, yeah.
So much an hour, yeah. That's when the petrol comes in, isn't it? Because then you've got a driver.
So how much per hour are you going to charge?
I'm not sure yet, but I was thinking about £10 an hour.
No, too cheap. Think again.
Well, it depends what animal it is. I think if it was a horse, it's going to be more, isn't it?
Okay, so they're different products then. So if you were to look at a general animal like a cat or a dog, yeah,
Yeah.
how much going to be charging per hour?
I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at how much other people charge.
Would they be coming to live with you?
Well, they could do. I could do boarding,
Okay,
and that's another cost again, isn't it? Because they're coming to your house.
yeah. So can you see what I mean? This really makes you decide what
Oh,
is
definitely.
the product. What is the product? So say, for example, you've got, questions then. Are they going to be with me or am I going to them?
Yeah.
Is a part of this product. So we could have a product too. And it could be pet and house sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much do you charge them? Because for some people, if they've got like probably this time next year, we'll have 3 dogs. Yeah, it would make more sense for us to get a house sitter who will look after the dogs. Yeah, so
Yeah.
is that a matter of, okay, how much would it, is it worth somebody paying to have a house sitter and a pet sitter?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say about £50 a day for that then. Maybe up to 70.
It's far more money than that.
Is it?
Yeah, because 3 dogs going into a kennels would probably cost about, I would say, probably around £50 plus a day if they went into a kennel. So if we talk about house sitting on top, so you're probably looking at about, probably around £100 a day. House looking after the animals.
I need to sit down and find out.
Yeah.
How much people pay.
So at least start in the process. You could start thinking about, okay, I think about this, but let's do a bit of competitor analysis here. Who who else charges what.
Yeah.
And if they're coming to me, it's then thinking about, okay, am I in a local authority funded house? What does it say in my lease agreement? Can I run a business from my home? So I
Yeah.
can remember doing a program with one of the big agencies, and just comes, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when these poor delegates are sat there all day. I was just shadowing somebody delivering it, and they said, oh, if you live in a local authority house, you can't run a business from home. And I'm thinking, these poor buggers have been sat there all day. Why didn't you tell them this at the beginning? 3/4 of the people were living in local authority houses that they can't run a business in. So it's really important for you to find out your lease, where if you're renting.
I have spoken to the housing officer about this, and he said there are ways around it.
Right, but you'd need to have it in black and white, yeah?
Yeah.
So just being really clear about, can you run a business from your own home if it's a local authority or whatever, whoever you're renting it from. So you can start by going through all the products and then start thinking about, okay, but when is the money coming in? Yeah. So again, pet sitting in somebody else's house, what startup costs are there? Probably nothing other than insurance.
Yeah, and advertising.
Well, you can probably get quite a few customers without spending a lot of money on advertising.
Well, and the petrol getting there.
And the petrol getting there. Yeah, but you're not going to get a grant for that. That would be something
Yeah.
you'd have to fund.
Yeah.
So it's then looking at, okay, what can I start up at relatively low cost and low risk? Well, you could start the flow of money by just, going to somebody else's house.
Well, this is it. This is what I came up with this.
Yeah. There's
It's not like looking for a shop, is it? And then trying to get all the products and then all the insurance and the electric and everything.
Yeah.
I thought this was ideal to start with.
Yeah. So how can we help Leslie then? So what other products does Leslie? So could you sell, for example, Chris's products that have to do with sort of products to do with pet care?
Could I? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so product 3.
But then I'd have to buy it off Chris, wouldn't I?
Well, you could do it on, just order it when you need it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to buy it first.
Mm.
Just order it on behalf of your clients.
Yeah.
Become an affiliate for it. So, you can have a link on your website or whatever you decide to put it on.
Yeah.
You could have some affiliate money coming in. Okay, what else could you be doing? Link to pet sitting.
I don't know.
Can anyone pitch in and perhaps give us some ideas for Leslie? What else could she do?
What about the nail clipping? Is there a certain qualification you need to have for that?
Yeah, probably. If you were to hurt them, then they'd probably sue you, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, how much would the initial outlay be to do a course to get the certificate? And then, because I know since my local pet shop have closed, well, say now the guinea pig is sadly passed now, but we were trying to find some way that did nail clipping for our guinea pig. So we did go to our local walker actually, and yeah, she did them.
So if I look for some more courses then relating to the dog.
With the pet sitting, is that like including like what Lynn just said, taking them for walks and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah,
That additional cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what I've got. I've got separate to my ponies, I've got another field which isn't ready yet for pet walking because I've got sheep on it to cut the grass down. But I'm thinking in the spring when it's ready, I can charge the field is enclosed. And you could charge up to £10-15 an hour for people to take their dogs up there. So that's quite a lot of money coming in every week. That would be, because in the Vale, there's always people looking for that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, we get a lot of posts around this area saying, is there any secure fields we can go and walk our dogs? We can just let them off the lead and know they're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not till the spring.
Okay,
Because
so you can see, Leslie, there are so things like you can be an affiliate that you recommending to people, things like
Okay.
insurance for pets, pet food. You can have all sorts of things you can be the recommender for, and you get a kickback online. So say, for example, on Amazon, if there are any products there on Amazon, you can be an affiliate for them and get kickbacks on that. So it's almost like money while you sleep because you're recommending so many different products.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, you know, pet clothing, pet blankets, all sorts of stuff connected with animals, pet food, pet books.
Because there was one thing when I first met Nikki, when we're talking about the Poorhouse Cafe, we were going to sell, well, I was going to sell like the leads and the collars and the bowls and have like the Poorhouse and an emblem. So you could like import loads of leads and stuff from China and then get
You don't
your,
have to do that. You don't have to buy them in. You can just
yeah,
have them white labeled to your
yeah,
brand.
that's it, white labeled.
So you're not putting out any money. You just
Yeah.
have the money coming in.
Yeah.
So then it's a matter, Leslie, to then start thinking about popping these on a cash flow, start thinking through your numbers,
Yeah.
working out, okay, which months does this click in?
Mm.
And again, you know, talking about lead-in time, perhaps there's a bit of a lead-in time because probably people will want to book you for a holiday.
Yeah.
They haven't got a holiday now, but they've got holidays coming up, you know, in holiday time. So it's
Yeah.
really thinking through, okay, what's the lead time for this?
Yeah.
On all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And start thinking about, you know, the costs involved. So can I run my business from home? Do I have to, you don't obviously don't have to use another venue, your mobile phone, using petrol for your car, you know, marketing, how much is it going to cost you in marketing? That, and so from you know, working with somebody like Lisa, you know, getting a website together, you know, your licenses for different things, you're obviously going to have insurance. Think about, you know, what the capital expenditure is going to be, and then start thinking about, you know, how does this cash flow work? So I've got money coming in before I've got money going out to get the whole thing started.
Yeah.
So how do you think you can make sure you've got money coming in before money starts going out in order to fund the startup?
I don't know.
Well, you know, just take bookings for pet sitting and take deposits. So if people want you to, you know, be a pet sitter or a house sitter, you know, get them to pay their deposit before the holiday.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you selling any kind of care products and have an affiliate, whatever, straight away, and you're just using Facebook to sell. If you've got the field, yeah, it's a matter then of thinking about, you know, using the field. And,
Yeah.
you know, you might want to do some dog walking yourself. You know, there's quite a lot of income can be raised from dog walking these days.
Yeah, but it's how I've got to be careful how much I earn because I claim some benefits. I need to speak to somebody about how I go around that.
Okay.
I don't want to be seen to be like, I don't want anyone to dob me in.
Well, the thing is, if you do a cash flow, then, you know, it's very transparent what money you're actually making.
Yeah.
Because they've got to take into account there's going to be an expenditure linked with whatever you earn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on now. Is everyone getting a feel of this now? It's not so difficult, is it? You know, it's quite simple to the process. So coming over to you then, Lynn, how do you think this would pan out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I did it the other way around when I went self-employed because I handed my notice in the October. Then I had to work 3 months anyway. So I sat down basically with pen and paper because I'm not good with computers or spreadsheets. And I wrote down everything, looked at my bank statement, wrote down everything I had to pay out each month. and then thought, right, I need to earn that much as a base to survive. I was lucky, you know, I lived with my partner, and he said, you know, he would support me if I was down in a month or whatever, and I couldn't actually meet the bills. But yeah, I also went networking whilst I was still employed. So I had business cards made up, went to meetings from like the October to the December, and, you know, still gave people my cards, but said, look, you know, I can't really do anything for you. I am still employed, but contact me in January. And I was very, very lucky. I had quite a few people contact me in that January. So even though it was a 3 month process, because I was going to the meetings but couldn't physically do anything, as soon as I was able, the clients were there waiting in the January. And touch wood, it's just continued that way since. I still do the same now. Every month I look at my bank and think about what I've actually got to be paid. What do I need to earn? It's paid pretty stable all year. My outgoings don't go up and down at all.
Yeah.
My accountant does my tax returns, so he tells me what I can claim in relation to, you know, the house I'm living in, the car, the petrol, and stationery, and, you know, networking meetings and things. So yeah, but I do need to sort out the receipts, to be fair.
And to work out, you know, what are the product differences, and am I giving some away perhaps too cheap because they are above the line services I'm offering? Yeah.
It's difficult because obviously I need to have my prices in line with other solicitors. So if they charge in, you know, £160 for a will, I charge 160 for the will, but I have to travel. Whereas when you're competing with the other solicitors, you travel to their office.
Yeah.
I could have an office, but does that then outweigh what I pay in petrol to visit anyway?
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking then when he was talking about it. Actually, I thought, well, I don't know, am I still better off? Because I don't travel, I don't charge for time during travel or petrol. You know, that 160 is the price of the will, end of.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do
You're
about that.
offering more of a personal service and you're not perhaps charging that.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the previous firm I worked in, they did charge for a home visit unless you was disabled. Obviously, they couldn't charge then because there's, you know, discrimination. So I don't know whether I should be charging a home visit, or I don't know.
Offer it. Say, would you like to do this as a home visit? And say, I just cover off my petrol. And even if you just say it's 25 quid, it's 25 quid in your bank rather than in theirs.
I could, yeah. It's yes or no for them, isn't it? If they say no, then
especially
would I lose the will then, no?
Especially sometimes you're going out to chat to them before you actually got money in the bank.
Yes.
And you could actually say, look, the initial £25 you pay, you have that off the will anyway. Yeah. But it secures them coming to you then after you've been out the first time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because my last one, I could scream.
Right, we're coming to that time, ladies, where it's light bulbs of learning. So I would love to know what have been your light bulbs of learning when it comes to this cash flow. So we'll come to you, Leslie. What have you learned by dropping in this morning and exploring how we cash flow a business startup that's your business startup? What have you learned?
I suppose for me is if I'm just seeing it as a one thing, and you've broken it down now. So it's not just pet sitting. I've broken it down. I can see what you mean as where the money's going to come from. Thanks.
And also adding different things in, you know, it's not just one product. Oh, hang on, you know, I could sell this product and I don't have to put any outlay in. Hang on, I could actually make money just on ordering it from somebody and being almost like the middle person in it and make money out of it. And then it really gets you thinking about, hang on, I need to be smarter in how I'm thinking about the products I'm selling. Definitely. And how I'm advertising them, who I'm getting them from, and keeping the money flowing even when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because you could be posting out selling somebody else's products and nobody needs to know they're not your products, they're just your branded products. And you're not having to buy them in great quantities, you're just being the middle person.
Yeah,
Yeah, so lots to
Yeah.
think about there for you, Leslie.
yeah.
So what about you, Lisa? What have you got from this morning as far as cash flowing, your ideas?
I think I kind of do this anyway. So I've got a spreadsheet of like all my outgoings. We use 17 hats, so all the products are set up on there. So when someone buys something, it automatically gets added to my bookkeeping, and then my accountant just uses that then at the end of the year. Do my tax return, but all my outgoings go on there as well. So, and then I get a report at the end of the month which says like profit, and everything is broken down into categories. So I probably do it just using an automated system instead of the spreadsheets. That is what we do in it, aim.
Yeah. And also
That's right there.
And also remembering you might be working with startups looking for a grant or a loan for a website.
Yeah, we do have quite a few.
So, I'll send you the model anyway, because it might be useful to work with them on it. Lovely. So coming to you, Ellen, you came in last thing. So I hope it's been of some use to you, even if you were just being here for 15 minutes, seeing us build this cash flow.
Yeah, I need to get more detailed with mine, I think. Looking at that, definitely.
Because I think what you focus on will be what you start measuring, and what you start measuring is what you start manifesting.
Mm.
So it's really thinking through the products, especially when you're in any kind of affiliate marketing, is working out, okay, what's my profit?
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you can see sale volumes coming through, but haven't worked out what's my percentage profit and what's going into creating that percentage profit, and how can I make that more? Yeah. So
Yeah.
perhaps you'd like to work on that, and you'll get the model and start working on it. If you want a quick Zoom and say, can you review mine with me? I'd love to sort of sit down and go through it with you.
Thanks.
There we go. And who have we? Lynn, coming to you. What have you learned this morning?
Yeah, my outgoings are pretty good because, well, like I say, I've had to be. I've got to know, I need to earn that much to survive, and not say to my partner, "Can I have some money, please?" Which, got to be fair, within the 5 years, I've never ever had to do. Which for me, that is a massive achievement. But I think I do need to look at my my month by month thing and doing more the products, like say breaking them down and thinking, how many should I be achieving of each one in that month? Because that's something I've never done. My attitude have always been, as long as I've got that minimum amount in the bank to pay what needs to be paid, I'm not bothered. And that's not the way you should be doing things. I should be, thinking, no, you have to get at least 4 basic wills, at least 4 trust wills, at least 3 LPAs, having more of an incentive and a target. So I think having one of those spreadsheets in place would probably help me be more focused, I suppose.
And Lynn has brought up a really, really important point, because once you've done your cash flow, all your marketing, all you see social media posting should be on selling those products. Yeah, as opposed to doing such general stuff. If you've got to sell so many of these items, perhaps it's about dividing the week up on the certain days of when is the best way to sell that item. Or then, we started talking with Rachel Bedgood about her building this profile at different times of the year, targeting clients using LinkedIn. So again, perhaps when you put your cash flow together, there'll be more of a targeted approach, because that product is for that person in that job, or that person who's self-employed. It might be, his coaches you're targeting, or who, being very clear about, okay, I've got these products, who is the customer? And how do I get to those customers? So is it some Facebook special ads? Who is it you're trying to get to? Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming to you then, Amy. So we started with your cash flow and we finished your cash flow. How do you now feel now that you have a cash flow, and what you've learned by that whole process?
It's nice to see it all laid out, like what's coming in, what's going out, knowing your products, breaking those down. and knowing what's going to earn you money and when, timescales as well. I just think it isn't, although we hate them, it's good to know your numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll continue to take yours forward then, Amy, and anyone else who wants to continue to work on theirs. So next Monday we're switching to a Tuesday. So we're not doing Iron Woman Hour on a Monday. A lot of people have got problems on a Monday. So I said, let's switch it to a Tuesday, because Tuesday works better for me. So I won't have to mail out on a Sunday night. So we'll do it on a Tuesday morning. But I think it'd be really good for next Tuesday for us to follow through. How do we switch our products into a digital marketing strategy? Yeah, so if you're targeting these cash flows and saying, these are my products, how do we shift those products into a marketing strategy, whether that's digital or whichever way we do it? Is everyone up for that? Because I think it's about just keeping it real.
Will that be Tuesday every week going forward then?
On a Tuesday every week going forward.
Right, just for me to update my diary.
Will it be still 11 o'clock?
Still 11 o'clock?
Right.
Is that okay for people? Because I think it's so important, you know, sometimes I think, oh, let's do the nice subjects, yeah? But these are the ones that hold people back, working out what you're going to sell, especially going into 2024, thinking through what are my products going to be for 2024? How many do I want to sell? How much income do I want to earn? And then start thinking about how do I market in 2024 to realize all that for my business. So let's just keep it real, feet on the floor, and just start making some amazing money for you. You know, what we focus on is what we manifest. So let's just focus on these products and turning them into some plans, and we're going to, you know, drive through in 2024, and let's make some magic happen. So thank you everyone for turning up online today, and I